Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to show you how I produce videos on my computer. The steps that I go through, the process and whatnot. Okay, so before I go on, I just want to point out that whenever I click left click, you will see like a blue ripple, and whenever I right click, you see like an orangey brown ripple. Just easier to understand what's going on the screen. Okay, so let's get started. Now, these are the steps that I've already written out myself. Okay, so the first one is record videos using mirrorless action. I use a software called mirrorless action, as some of you may already know. There's other softwares like Fraps. What's the other one? Cordia. No, I don't know. I only know Fraps and this one. So I like to use mirrorless action. Oh, there's also Shadowplay. I'll show you Shadowplay. I have Shadowplay actually. It comes free with the GeForce experience. If you have an NVIDIA graphics card, you open up. One of the latest ones, not too old. You open up NVIDIA GeForce experience software, and over here you have a little button called Shadowplay. So what it does is it allows you to record your screen just like mirrorless action in other recording programs, but it's actually pretty good. The video size and the quality is pretty good. It's pretty good. You can change the quality here from low, medium, or high, or custom. The bit rate you can change all the way to 130, which is pretty good. When I record, my bit rate usually stays around about 30 in mirrorless action. So let's close that. I don't want to. I'll turn it off for now. Oh, actually, let me just show you a couple of things on here. When you turn on Shadowplay, let's see what happens. Let's go to the options. You can put a little FPS indicator. Oh no, that's the FPS. And you can also put the status indicator. So when it's recording, you see a little green dot. When it's not recording, it's just a circle without without green dot inside. You can, yeah. So basically, it's pretty similar. Let's turn it off for now. Okay, so it's pretty similar to this. I mean, when I record, I have a little HUD, which is stands for heads up display, and I can see that the frame rates and whether I'm recording or not. You can't see it because I've decided to disable it when I'm recording it, so you can't see it. Only I can see it. Otherwise, it gets a bit too distracting if the video contains it. I don't want it. So anyway, yeah. So the reason I use mirrorless action instead of Shadowplay is because of this. Mirrorless action has the ability to allow you to record video and to record audio into two separate audio channels. So one channel of audio will record the system background sound, system sound. There we go. And the other one is when I'm recording with my microphone, what I'm saying into the microphone, my voice and whatnot. Now, the good thing about that is that when I edit my videos, I can control the volume of whether I want the system sound to be loud, or I want my voice to be louder than the system sound, and that will emphasize what I'm trying to say. And I can just change it whenever I want. I'll show you what I mean in a second when I start editing things in Adobe Premiere. The one more thing I want to point out is the programs that I use. I use Adobe Premiere for most of my video editing. I use Adobe Audition to mainly separate the two channels, because when you have a video with two separate audio channels, I don't know how to separate the channels in Adobe Premiere. So I open up Adobe Audition, and I throw in the video here and I just separate it. I'll show you what I mean in a sec. So, but basically, I use that, and then I use Audacity to clean up the audio sound, so I can make the voice sound a lot more clear. It sounds louder, and all the good stuff. You can basically do that in Adobe Audition as well, but I haven't learned enough of this program to use that kind of feature. So anyway, then I'll use Photoshop to let's say, all right, let's give you I'll show you an example right now. Hold on. Okay, so let's say I recorded a video, and then I will go to the folder by which I'll go to. It's in videos, so all of my recorded videos from Maria's Action goes into here. Let's say I wanted to edit this particular video of me playing Tomb Raider with my voiceover and commentary. I'll grab this video. First thing I do is bring it into Audition. Okay. And then you will see this little reading thingy. Basically what it's doing is it's analyzing the video, and after that you will be able to extract the two channels. Right now I can't really do it. I'll try. Look, it doesn't really do anything. So basically I'll just wait till this is done first. It takes a while because this video was actually quite long. It was actually 43 minutes long, and it's almost 8 gigabytes. So just give it some time. Oh, back to, I was explaining the reason why I use Photoshop is to make thumbnails. So let's say I have this video, open up, let's go to some random part. Let's say I want this particular image to be in my as a thumbnail for my video. So when you go to my channel and you view all the videos, you'll see this particular image to represent my video. So what I do is I go into here. I'm using Media Player Classic, I think, yeah. And then I'll go to File, Save Image. Let's just put it on the desktop and call it number 1, just for easier reference. 100% quality, JPG, done, save. And then I will go into desktop, grab it, throw it into Photoshop, and now I can actually create my own thumbnails. Put a little bit of words in there. Let's say Tomb Raider, something like that, and put it like here, and maybe brighten up the images. Let's oh, oops, wrong one. Go to adjust brightness, brighten up the image. You know, do little things like that to make my own thumbnails, because I'm trying my best to avoid any sort of what's it called, copyright, problems that you might encounter. I don't want people to say, oh, that thumbnail belongs to blah blah blah. So I want all my work to be original as possible. So okay, anyway, let's get back to the other stuff. Okay, let's just leave it there for now. Here we go, this is done. As you can see, the time thing is finished. Right click and I'll extract the audio channels. Now, as you can see, you got 2 left channels and 2 right channels. The first left channel, if you double click on it and press play, is actually the sound of the in-game system sounds. So when you're playing a game, for example, that'll be the sound of whatever you hear the game is producing. See, Lara's running through snow right now, so you can hear the shuffling of the snow. Let's stop that. The other left channel is, I think double click on it. Yeah, it's my voice. So if I press play. Alright guys, I'm back. There was a slight problem with my so you got the left channel for the system sound and the left channel for my microphone voice, and the same for the right. We only need one of them because they're all mono. I mean, although it says left, it's not going to only play on the left speaker, because I've extracted it. When I did this, I extract channels to mono files, so they'll play on both speakers anyway. So we have a bunch of files we don't need. Let's just delete everything else that we don't need. For example, we don't need these two. I mean, actually, all I want is just my microphone voice audio. Everything else is useless to me. So save changes to no, just no to all. So delete all that other stuff. Just delete it like so. And we just want to keep this computer. I don't know why. Yep. So there you go. Now we will export this file to let's see, I'll call it number 1. Just call it number 1 for easier reference. And I always put it in the same folder, so it loads up the same folder for me to put it in. Click save. Okay. That's it, it's done. Alright. Now, so I separated audio channels using Adobe Audition just then, just did it. No, I don't have to, this can close now. Actually no, I'll keep it open just for fun. Okay, then what you want to do is, what I do is clean up the audio in Audacity. So let's go to the folder by which I saved it in. Where is it? Here's number 1. That's the file I just extracted. And I will now drag this into Audacity. It says, do you want to make a copy of the file before editing, which is safer? Yes. There's your file. Now let's play it for a second. Alright guys, I'm back. There was a slight problem with my computer. Yep, sounds good and all, but I like to make my voice even clearer. So how I do that is I just click on this, which selects it also. Yeah, click on this, it goes dark blue, it selects it. Then I like to go to Effects, go to Equalization, and you have a bunch of presets that you can choose. I like to do treble boost. That makes my voice sounds a little bit more clearer. So let's click, so we choose that, click OK. Let us do its magic, and it should sound a bit more clearer. Alright guys, I'm back. There was a slight problem with my computer, I don't know why. There you go, so everything sounds a little bit nicer according to my ears, I don't know. Then what I want to do is, let's select it again. I like to go to Effects, and this time I want to do Compressor. Leave everything as default, that should be good enough. Click OK. And what Compressor does is it kind of averages out the audio. So basically, before we had some areas of the audio too high, too loud, and some areas too soft. So what it does is that it makes the soft part louder and the loud part softer. So everything becomes more average. So and the reason for this is because you don't want to have an audio where maybe a part of your video, a part of the audio is all soft, and then all of a sudden it gets really loud, and because it's so soft, people will turn up the volume to want to hear it, and then all of a sudden it becomes really loud and bursts their ears. You know, so what it does is it equalizes it and, you know, reduces that kind of a problem. Anyway, but the problem is once I do the compressor, it sounds a lot softer now. So let's. All right, guys, I'm back. There was a slight. Yeah, so So what I want to do is I want to go back to. It's still selected. I want to go back to the effects, go to amplify, and I don't know how much should I amplify by. I don't usually. Maybe 5. I don't know. Let's try that. Amplification. How come it doesn't let me amplify? Allow clipping. No. Allow clipping. Oh. Oh, you have to put allow clipping. Okay. Let's try this. Let's try 4. Oh, that's too much. Try 4. Click that. Boom. Alright. Alright guys, I'm back. There was a slight problem with my computer. I don't know why, but things were starting to slow down and we were starting to get some stutter. So after restarting, fixing up some graphic problems, I'm back and now everything seems fine. Yeah, everything seems good to me. Alright, so after that I will now export the audio. Export audio. I don't have to select it, whether you select it or not, just export audio. Okay, and I'm gonna call it number 2 this time. Number 2. Leave it as a signed 16-bit PCM. Click OK. You can put some information for that. I don't really care about that. Okay, and it's doing its magic. That takes about 5 seconds or so. And there you have it, number 2. This is the original file when you extract the the audio from your video, and this is the edited version. Makes it more clear. And now we're ready to do our part, the next part. So after we clean up the audio in Audacity, we edit in Premiere Pro. So let's just open up Premiere Pro. Let's create a new project and call it testing. I like to keep this on HDV. I think it's high definition video. The folder, you want to put it wherever you want to put it. This is where it saves. Click OK. This is the sequence. What kind of sequence do you want? So you go to settings, and I've made a preset called 60 frames per second at 1080p. So yeah, you can go, so basically you go settings and you can choose what you know, what resolution, what frame per second your sequence will be. But it doesn't really matter. Just it's not that big a deal. You can just choose whatever sequence. You can even choose one of these whatever, and then once you import it, your video is going to change anyway. So anyway, I'm just going to keep to mine. I'll call the sequence, just keep it whatever, sequence 1 will be fine. Sequence 1, there you go. Now let's bring in our audio. There you go. Okay, let's bring in our video. Where did I put it? Here it is. There it is. There's our video. Bring that in. Bring it all into the project into the project, and let's drag the video into the sequence. Now it asks, this clip does not match the sequence settings. Change sequence to match this. See, so it doesn't matter. Doesn't really have a big deal what sequence settings you choose. Once you bring it in, you can just change it anyway. Change sequence settings. So that changes the sequence in to match the video. So if the video is 60 frames per second, the sequence will also be 60 frames per second. Done. It's just stuff like that. Now, as you can see, you have your video and your audio file here. When you play it back, all you hear is just the audio from the game. You don't hear my microphone. And like I said, I don't know how, if there's even a possible way to separate. I mean, there's actually, this audio is supposed to have 2 channels, but it only shows you 1 channel. I don't know how to separate it, you know, besides using Audition, which is why I did it that way. Which is why I have this audio file here. I'll grab it in, put it down here, and now when I play it, let's play it again. Yeah, see, as you can see, now we have the video and the 2 audio. One is for the you know, the system sound, and one is for my microphone. There we go. And the sound and my microphone sound has actually been cleaned up as well, so it's pretty good now. And once you bring it in, they all match. So it's the same length of time and everything anyway, so it's all good. Okay, then you can do then you can start editing, have pictures in there, have words, whatever you want to do. I like to have a little title, so what I'll do is, let's create a title. Go File, New, Title. Let's call it Welcome. Okay, click OK. Time based, yeah, it doesn't matter. And then we'll just say welcome. Welcome to my playthrough. There you go, something like that, whatever. And I'll change the font to my favorite, this one, because everything looks nice and clear. Then I'll change it to bold, and I'll drag it anywhere I want. There you go. And then I'll close it. That's it. Now, there's your title. What you want to do is, let's zoom into this there. So you grab this, pull it back, and what we do is we just zoomed in to the very first part here. You can put it here, but you don't want to do that. So what you want to do is you grab this, drag it back a bit, put it in front here, and there you go. So it plays the welcome thing, welcome to my playthrough, then it plays the video. But apparently this is not in sync, so you drag it back here. There you go. There you go. So stuff like that, you know, you just edit. I love Premiere Pro because there's so many things you can do with it. It's such a powerful tool. Works great. Okay, so once you're done, what next? Let's see what we're gonna do next. Export with best settings. Okay, so once you're done with this, with all that, you just go to which one was it? Oh yeah, File, Export, and Media. I have it as F5 for easy access because I've already changed the shortcut for it. Just press F5, it comes out. Okay, let's have a quick look at this. Now, you can export it as AVI and that'll give you the best video. But the problem is it will give you 10 times the size of my regular videos. So what I do is I'll just bring it down to H264. That is the best. We should, I think, we should all use this format because YouTube loves it. Media Player loves it. Everything loves this format. It gives you good quality. It works well with any player, and it has the smallest size that you can, you know, so which makes it easier for you to upload and manage. Okay, so once you're done with that, you can also choose what sort of settings, like let's say I want to do it for, you know, Apple TV or something like that, or whatever. Vmode, do you have YouTube one? There you go, you have YouTube settings. You can go to this one, which is, that'll give you, once you click on these presets, it will change the resolution, frame rate, and all the other stuff that is pretty complicated for regular users just to go in and know about. For me, I have my very own preset. I call it the 60 frames per second at 2K max bitrate. Okay, so what that does is it changes the width and height. I've changed it to the resolution of a 2K resolution, which is 1440p or 1440 versus times 2560 with 60 frames per second, and the level is the highest level, 5.1. I've checked the render and maximum bit depth, which gives you the best color accuracy. Then and let's have a look at this. Now you got CBR, VBR1, and VBR pass 2 pass, whatever. CBR is constant bit rate. VBR is variable bit rate 1 pass and variable bit rate 2 pass. I always like to have a constant bit rate, but you can also have it. Let's try this. Have a look at this one. With this, you can set a target bit rate, and you can also set the maximum bit rate. So let's say I have a video where the scenes, where usually it will only require, let's say, 35 bit rates per second to produce all the information of the video, you know. But let's say there are some scenes where there's a lot of fast action movement and it needs to produce, it needs a higher bit rate to capture all that information. If you have a variable bit rate, it will try and keep it at the bit rate you'd set it at, but also it will give it room to you know, to increase its bit rate. So let's say there's a scene that requires, like, let's say 50 megabits per second bit rate, it will just jump up to there, and then once it doesn't need it, it go back to whatever you set it as, and I set it as 35.1, for example. And the pass 1, pass 2 is that pass 1, it will analyze the video once and decide which area it will give more bit rate to and which area less. And if it does it 2 times, then it will be more accurate, but it will take twice as long to render. Anyway, I love it to keep it at CBR. It just, and constant bitrate is good enough for me. It's the fastest render time anyway, and the quality is, I mean, between CBR and VBR2 the quality is like probably 5% difference. I've checked it myself and I've noticed that there is a slight difference, but not that much. So we just keep it as CBR. The number of bitrate per second I choose is usually the same as the original video. So let's have a look at our original video. Here's our original video that we recorded using release action. And if you look down here, you'll see that it is 25,957 kilobits per second, which equates to about 25.9 megabits per second. Let me write that down to make it a bit more clear. So it's 25,957 kilobits per second, and that is equal to 25.9 megabits per second. So if I have a video that has a constant bit rate, actually it has a bit rate of 25.9 as my source, when I go to Adobe Premiere and I export, I want to have it as, should be around the same, so I have it 26 for example. So I always round it off to the nearest 0.5 megabits per second, and that will give you the best quality as also the smallest possible video size. I found this out by asking a YouTuber how he gets his video, and apparently that's what he told me. Just a shout out to Kai Chow, he's the one that showed me that this technique. So you can also put it at 30, doesn't make much of a difference. But as you can see, look at this here, estimated file size. If I put it at 26, it goes down to 8.1 gigabytes. Yeah. So let's keep it at 26. Yeah, that's good enough. What else? So also, you know, with this bit rate, if I put it to the max, let's bring it to the max, 300. Yeah. Look at this, 92.7 gigabytes. You know how long that's going to take to render, and also how long it's going to take to upload to YouTube? It's going to be insane. It will produce the best quality, yes, but maybe 10% better. I am not gonna wait for a year just to get 10% better quality, so I'm just gonna keep it at 26. Okay, also, this is the, once you see this is upscale. My video was originally recorded at 1080p, which is full HD, but I've decided to upscale it to 2K resolution. And the reason I did that is because when you upload to YouTube, if you have a higher resolution video, YouTube will give you more bitrate for that particular video. And if you have more bitrate, it will look a lot better than if you had 1080p. I've done multiple tests on this scenario, and trust me, this actually works. So what you do is upscale your video to a higher resolution, and also if you want to make your video look a lot, a little bit sharper, just throw in a sharp. Yeah, I'll show you. Go to effects, type in sharpen, just search for sharpen. There's your sharpen. Throw that onto the video, and let's go to effects. Let's sharpen the amount by say 50%. Now, before I do that, let's have a quick look at this area here. Let's say 0 and 50%. So it looks a lot better, yeah? And then, yeah, so once you have, I don't usually put it at 50%, probably maybe 40. 40 is good enough. And then once you've done that, then you export it. Oh, by the way, you got to click on this sequence before you can actually export. Then you export, then it's not grayed out. So there you go. And yeah, so see right now it's 1080p. No, you don't want to do that. Boom, back to 2K. Sharpen plus high resolution will give you the best results. Now, once you do higher resolution, once you upscale your resolution from 1080 to 2K, you must also tick this for best video. Use maximum render quality, because you scaled it up, so you have to tick this to keep the video to be its best. You know, key frame distance. Don't worry about that. Just keep that as default. Okay, and then you click X, and then and the output name. This is where you click on that, and this is where you change the name of what. Call it testing 1 or something, and you can. So this will be your name of your file once you export it, and this is where you export it. So just choose where you want to put it, click save, and then click export. I'm not going to do it now because there's no point. It's probably going to lag my recording, because when you're exporting, it'll take up a lot of CPU power. Anyway, I'll just give you a demonstration of how you go about it, but I'm not going to actually do it. So okay, so there you go. Upload, export with best settings. Use Photoshop to create a thumbnail. Okay, so with Photoshop, like I said, this is maybe I haven't said it. Okay, so basically, you get a picture here, save it to the desktop, bring it into Photoshop, and then you can start, messing around with it. The reason I did that again is to avoid any unoriginal, work that I can bring to YouTube, just to avoid any copyright or whatever. So yeah, that's that. Once you have that picture, you save it. Let's save it. Save for web. Okay, so you got 100% quality, 1080p. Save to desktop. Let's call it number 2. Save. Okay, and there you have it, number 2. So now that we have our video and our thumbnail, the only thing left to do is upload the final video and thumbnail to YouTube. Okay, so let's go back to our video, which once you export the video from Adobe Premiere, it will go into the whatever folder you set it as. So it will pop up here. And then what I do is let's pretend this is the video there. What I do is open up my browser and go to my account and click on upload. It will come up here. You can then you just drag your video and put it into here. Oh, this one's going to be really quick because it's so small. But usually it takes quite a while for a big video. I'll show you what I mean. Cancel video. Let's say I want to upload, let's see. Let's say this video, which is 26 minutes long and 5.5 gigabytes. Let's grab that, bring it in, put it in here. Okay, look, it's gonna be, yeah, it's going up. Anyway, that takes a while to upload, right? Then you go and you grab your video, you bring it in, and then you grab your thumbnail, and can I bring it in there? I think you can, yeah. What did I do? Upload image. Oh, no, wrong. Yeah, you click on custom thumbnails and choose the thumbnail that you want to represent your video, and that should load in a little while. Yeah, so this is how you do it. Then you can put description, blah 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 blah, change the name, put it to public or private, whatever you want. And then once you're done, click publish, and give it about a day or two for all the resolutions to pop up. Once you upload your video, you can go to your video. So let me go to my video and have a quick look. Let's cancel this. Cancel upload. Go to this. My channel. Where's my videos? Video manager. Yeah, so once your video is uploaded, it'll be here. And let's just click on one of them just to see what I mean. Alright, so once you upload your video, you might only see a few of the resolution. It might be up to 720 or 1060, but you won't be able to see the 2K for a while. And that's because YouTube is actually processing the video. So you have to give it 1 or 2 days, or maybe 3 days if you're unlucky, if the server's busy or whatever. And eventually you get your 2K resolution, and then you'll notice that the video will come a little bit sharper, maybe by 10 to 20% sharper. And yeah, that's what you have to do. You have to wait, and then the rest is done by YouTube. This is, oh, by the way, Marilla's Action. I got it for $30 US, which is basically $40 in Australia. Just to show you, if you want, I can put the link in the description later for this video, if you're interested. Anyway, I think that's it. That comes to the end of my video. Everything I wanted to show you has, anything I wanted to say I already said. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope this video helps. If you have any question, feel free to ask me in the comment section. And that's it. Thank you. Bye.